So thank you very much for inviting me today. In advance, I'm sorry for my English. I represent the Observatory de la Procréation Assistée, which is founded by an obstetrician gynecologist, Dr. Kreze, 1 year ago. And the Observatory gathers data and information provided by biomedicine agencies, governments, and statistic bodies. We are currently working on our first annual report, which will be released in mid-June, I hope so. Let me take stock on 3 aspects of the surrogacy market. First, the economical weight of surrogacy, worldwide and per continent. 2, the legal frames. And 3, the available figures in some countries. First, in a study dated in 2023, the Statistics and Commercial Studies Institute Global Market Insight evaluated the global surrogacy market at $3 billion in 2016. Since then, the global market experienced growth of about 200%. In 2022, such markets weighted $11 billion, a figure expected to triple by 2027 to reach the 33 billion. In details, the studies evidence that Europe is widely dominating such market, with more than half of the market in 2021. Such market is meant to explode and reach $18 billion in 2027. And in this continent, in Europe, the 2 leading countries are Greece and Ukraine. It was figures before Ukraine war. Northern America and Asia Pacific share the other half of the market. Asia is estimated to reach 3 billion in 2027, which will represent the tripling of its figure in less than 10 years. The most significant fact of such study is probably the explosion of the African continent, with a growth of 100% between 2016 and 2022, to reach a result evaluated at 434 million in 2022. Such result should double in less than 10 years to reach 1 billion in 2027. Second, the legal frames. On 100 studied states, the Observatoire established the following pictures. 33 states passed regulations that expressly prohibit surrogacy. 34 states passed no regulation, which means that it can be performed there. 27 states regulate surrogacy, and 4 states are governed by federal regulation. In such federal countries, some states passed law authorizing commercial surrogacy, and others didn't pass any legal act, but surrogacy is regulated by jurisprudence. Several trends to try to control or regulate the market: prohibition of surrogacy, sometimes including foreign surrogacy, prohibition of any advertisement, obligation to prove medical infertility, to be married, or to be a resident in or citizen of the country where the surrogacy is performed. Such conditions may sometimes be cumulative. Most of the states that regulate surrogacy have established a regulatory authority to monitor such practice. Regarding the international institution, a specific trend shall be noticed: the framing of surrogacy at the international level, with the risk to be contradictory with the national regulation. Thus, the European Union works on the creation of a European Certificate of Parenthood. Such document would allow the recognition of the family link arising from surrogacies performed inside the European Union. Another example, the East African Community passed a law in 2021 to prohibit commercial surrogacy, but also to frame such practice for the member states. And finally, the figures to establish the exact number of surrogacy within the world are very hardly available. As a matter of fact, even the countries that frame such practice do not necessarily maintain an accurate record. For instance, in Canada, there is no official registry as for the number of births arising from medically assisted reproduction or surrogacy. A Canadian voluntary register exists for the assisted reproduction. The hospitals are under no obligation to fill such registry. The only information published in the 2022 report indicates 1,145 cycles of assisted reproduction for surrogate mother, which represents all the same an increase of 177% since 2014. However, no data may help to precise how many of such treatments are performed for Canadian or for foreign citizens. Such precision is also unavailable in the United Kingdom. The British Department of Justice published the number of requirements for parental authority transfer following a surrogacy, 117 in 2011, increasing to 435 in 2021. Such figures give an idea of the surrogacy performed by British people, but do not allow the exact recording of the number of surrogacy performed on the national territory. It is estimated that for one surrogacy performed on national territory, 2 are performed abroad, according to the association Families for Surrogacy. In the United States, between 1999 and 2013, the surrogacy represented 2% of the whole absence of assisted reproduction in the country, which represents 19,000 born children in this period. In 2019, the Center of Disease Control and Prevention noted that the surrogacies amounted to 5.4% of the medically assisted reproduction cycles for the country. In 1999, there were 727 surrogate mothers on the US territory, a figure that boosted of 372% in 2013, when the Center of Disease Control counted 3,432 surrogate mothers. More precisely, for such period, 16% of the surrogacy has been performed for foreign intended parents. In conclusion, overall, we see an increase of the phenomenon. Market is growing, and therefore the number of concerned people. In the same time, legislation is very disparate between total ban, supervision, and laissez-faire. Thank you.